Hi everyone, and good afternoon from Munich, Germany. This city we're going to be exploring for the next 52 hours. Molly's excited to see some cultural stuff and palaces. I'm excited to drink giant beers in even larger beer gardens and beer halls. I go by the legend, that's my wonderful girlfriend Molly.
It's gonna be a mix of both.
Yeah, let's go explore Munich, Germany. All right, this should probably surprise no one. We haven't eaten much all day, so we're gonna go get some food and some beers here at the Hofbrauhaus, which I guess is a beer hall and beer garden.
And it is like what the locals recommend, the beer hall, if you're going to one big beer hall.
I'm gonna go to lots of them. So the beer garden is exactly what you would think it would be after, a pretty good sized German beer garden. Lots of trees. Molly got the Hells, which comes in the larger size. Hefeweizen's my favorite type of German beer, so I ordered that. Unfortunately, it only comes in a half liter. And
you need to drink two then. Yeah,
and you got a turkey schnitzel with some fries, and I got a giant pretzel. Also, you get a token with your beer glasses. You return the beer glasses, you get €2 back. So this would end up costing about 31 euros altogether. That beer garden was pretty delightful. Oh, we're making our way to our next destination now. We're here across this, which if I'd known this would have been a thing, obviously I would have brought a copy of Experience the Point by Andrew Hyde to leave right there.
I was not carrying that.
So while I'm sure we'll be stopping at plenty of the large beer gardens, we also love craft beer, so we wanted to stop here at Tap House, which is just a bar with like 200 different beers. So this place is really neat. Very much feels like a craft beer bar back in America.
Oh yeah.
Molly, what are you drinking?
I am drinking a cherry chocolate drink.
Which is delicious.
Yes.
I am drinking a plum raspberry stout.
Which is 11%.
Yes. And then something I thought was really cool. Their first menu they ever had at this tap house, they wrote in chalkboard on the back wall. And much to my surprise, sitting here in the middle of Germany, they had 4 beers from a small brewery we went to earlier this year, Trogs, which is about a stone's throw from Hershey Park in Hershey, Pennsylvania. Small world. Our next stop brings us to Paulaner, which they make one of my favorite Hefeweizens in the entire world. And the inside bar is beautiful. Look at this.
It's gorgeous inside.
Yeah.
We'll be sitting outside, but
really pretty.
It is really, really pretty.
We made it inside Paulaner, and we got 2 giant Hefeweizens. This one does do a 1 liter Hefeweizen. My pretzel at this one feels a little stale.
There is an event going on, so half of the place is blocked out.
Yeah, we can't get in over there.
Yeah.
Good morning from day 2. We're here in the main square of Munich named Marienplatz. The bell goes off, and the characters do a little thing. Now these dudes are twirling around. I believe the clock goes off at 11, noon, and 5. The clock show went on for way longer than I thought. I figured it would be like a 30-second thing, maybe a minute thing. Nope, it's like 10 minutes of clock making noise. The main square is very pretty. Lots of neat buildings. I'm not sure what this wiener dog type thing is, but I love it. There are lots of pretty buildings and old-timey buildings in this section of town, but I really like this fish fountain. I think we're going to stop in here for a snack. Looks like lots of nice pastry and that kind of items. Look at that pretzel. Molly, I think you're going to like this one.
Yes.
Look how much cheese is on that pretzel.
So much cheese.
To get a bird's eye view of Marienplatz, there's 2 different observation platforms. There's one in this church, and that'll cost €4, but you do have to walk upstairs.
360, I believe.
That's too many stairs for me. Instead, we're going to go to this much prettier looking building.
The new town hall.
And this was €6 and has an elevator. I don't find paying the €2 upcharge for an elevator. Making our way towards the elevator, and look at this. It's a waiter lion and a chef lion and a giant bottle of booze. Here's the view from the top. One thing I do like, as I don't know too much about the city, they do have everything listed that you can see from the various lookouts.
Our next destination.
Off in the distance, you can see the Olympia Park and the tower and the stadium. All right, one last look from the lookout tower. Apparently they got a Ferris wheel. Did not know they had one of those. And then you can see our hotel. So that's kind of neat. There it is. There are some differences in the way Molly and I travel. Molly is pointing out the churches and the famous landmarks, and I'm like, huh. The building there's got a giant window like the Sanctum Sanctorum. Right now we're making our way towards the market, but look at this book all about Donald Duck in Munich. We have made our way to the main market here in Munich. It's the, I think the Viktualienmarkt. I gotta find some snacks. I know there's a beer garden here, so gotta keep my eyes peeled for that one as well. You will find all sorts of stuff here. Found one booth that had really good dips. This store just sells soup. This one sells like pressed sandwiches. We couldn't resist the smell of the sandwiches. We got a salami and mozzarella. Really well pressed. It smells incredible.
Yes, you smell the herbs.
I always try to spend a bunch of money when I come to places like this. And this booth's been here since 1903, and they had a whole bunch of dips, so we got one of them. Gonna have to translate this to figure out how to make it, but it was only €2.50. In the middle of the market is a beer garden. I'm drinking some liters of beer and a German delicacy I really wanted to try. The crispy pork knuckle. Now the beers were about €10 and the pork knuckle was about 15.
Yes.
We have made it to our next destination, gonna take in some culture. And Molly loves seeing castles and palaces, so we're here at Residence Munich. This is a wild looking room. We have found the throne room. Surprisingly not a large room. We did go with a ticket that includes the treasury as well as the residential area. I think it was around
1806.
Yes. The castle, we were in there for about an hour. Right now we're in another famous square, the odeonsplatz. We are currently in the Hofgarten, which is a park right near the castle. This is very fancy looking. Also, here in Munich, they ring their clocks for about forever. This one for 3 o'clock has been going on for 4 minutes. We have made it to our destination. This is the English Garden. Kind of like the Central Park for Munich. A very large park. So we're going to kind of explore this a little bit. A couple famous beer gardens in here as well. We have found where all the ducks hang out here in Munich.
There's so many ducks on the lake.
There's a big flowing river in the middle of the park, and people are enjoying it as if it was a lazy river.
I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah, that sounds super fun. So this is very different. There's a section of the English Garden with a fast-flowing river. Fast enough that people could go surfing. There's a really neat kind of old-timey dome in the middle of the park. One of the reasons I really wanted to come to the English Garden today, it's home to another one of Munich's famous beer gardens. This one is the Chinese Tower Beer Garden, and there's lots and lots of people, lots of tables. Go find a giant beer somewhere. Really like that this beer garden comes with its own guide. How to beer garden. Where do you get the beer? Where do you get the pretzels? Where's traditional Bavarian food? Cakes? Gyros? And where is the tower itself? Wonderful. All right, got a giant beer during the Hofbrauhaus, a pretzel. And some of the beer gardens do, some of them don't. They'll make you put down a deposit for the glass. So you return the glass with your coin and you get $1, well, or €1. I also like this one because they've got inside the Chinese tower itself, there's a band playing. You see them all up there. Obviously, I don't know many traditional German songs, but they have already played one song that they played at Hirsch Garden, Williamsburg in their Oktoberfest show. But this is going to be a very relaxing thing. We got a spot in the shade. Very chill here. A couple cool things here. There's a bus station right next to the Chinese garden, and it looks like they are converting all their buses to electric buses, which is really nice. While most of our adventures with adult beverages are going to be at beer gardens here in Munich, there's one place I had to go to. I am a huge fan of tiki bars, and I've never been to a Trader Vic's. It is a worldwide brand. They have one here in Munich in the Hirsch Hotel, so we have to make that stop. Do love the entrance for Trader Vic's in the hotel, but then you clearly see all the tiki stuff, and you have to go downstairs. This is very cool, and they bought them in the basement of the hotel. It does feel very tropical oasis down here. It's a big place. The menu is very large. I did talk to my buddy Clay, who works at one of the best tiki bars in Florida. I sent him the menu, and he recommended going for the zombie, the planter's punch, or the tiki puka puka. Molly went for the planter's punch. For me, I've never been to a Trader Vic's before, so I knew a lot of times when you go to tiki bars, the Mai Tai on the menu is always either Don the Beachcomber or Trader Vic's, so I had to go for a Trader Vic's Mai Tai. And it's pungent. This will light the fire, I think. You're also given some crab chips and papadam as well. But this is a really cool place. Round 2, going strong. I went with the zombie, my go-to tiki bar drink. Molly went for something even stronger than the zombie, the tiki puka puka.
Yeah, because this is 3 ounce. This one, the standard cocktail is at 2 ounce only.
Oh.
No surprise, I absolutely love Trader Vic's. A really cool tiki bar. In the middle, they do have a kind of like a show kitchen for a couple of the menu items, which are cooked in this old-timey stove. Now, coming to Munich, there was one thing I had to do, absolutely had to do, and that is go to the Hofbrauhaus, one of like the most legendary drinking locations in all of drinkingdom.
You mean a chain that's in America?
Yes, but this one.
Hey, my friend.
It's got that guy, and it's been here, I think, since the 1600s, and I'm excited.
You are very excited.
Ah, it's gonna be great. And it's really everything you want it to be. Beautiful old building, this weird angel guy, the Oompa band, and a giant beer. Well, I had a blast at the Hofbrauhaus. Others may have found it too hot. So we stopped here to the local gelato stand to get a Kinder Bueno.
Someone to eat all the foods too.
Kinder Bueno.
Not me.
My friends, after a comedy of errors on the subway system, we had wandered into a wine tasting here in the castle.
You do have to pay for the restrooms though.
Yes, but I mean, like if you like wine, this is a really cool place to drink wine.
Yeah, it's great.
After a disastrous series of subway rides.
3 subway rides and then Molly saves the day.
Yep, we made it to the Paulaner Bräuhaus. So the Paulaner Bräuhaus, a really beautiful space, feels very old. I love the Paulaner Hefeweizen. We both got a liters of that. I got a pretzel for €1.60, and Molly got a couple of bratwurst. During our stay here in Munich, we were at the Hyperion Hotel in a panorama room. I cashed in a lot of my Wyndham points that I've had for years of travel on different hotels on this trip. This one, the fancy panorama room, the same price as the worst room. So, definitely gonna book this. We got a big giant bed, awesome view of the city.
Yeah.
We got access to a like executive lounge, which had free beer and snacks and waters.
The air conditioning is not that great here.
No, that's true. I like the tub. I took a bath every day and enjoyed a view of the city and a beer in the tub. Kicking off our last day in Munich here at the Hirsch Garden, the world's largest beer garden. We fit 8,000 people in here. Just a massive, massive place. Got some food, a big old pretzel bun.
They have a band.
Yep, we got meatloaf and sausages, a couple giant beers, and a band that's getting ready to play. One thing that's really neat about the Hirsch Garden is right next to it, the fence is it's a deer sanctuary. So you could hang out here, drink your giant beer, and watch some deer. Before heading out of the beer garden, got a little treat. This thing is like the size of a softball. I think she told me it was marshmallow, honey, and broken cone with chocolate on the outside. Update, this thing is really good. I think it's like a Spielenballen or Spellballen. I don't know, but it is delicious. It very much reminds me of like the chocolate covered marshmallow Easter eggs that I would love as a kid at Easter time. Except massive. So we found the deer mother lode. They all hang out in this corner right outside the beer garden. Also, I like how this park has, right outside the beer garden, one random midway ride, a little kid's swings. So if you want to feed the deer, you can. There's a pretty strict list of what they will eat and won't eat. The big thing is like if you bring them apples or carrots, that is stuff they do enjoy. Here by the Hirsch Garden is a palace, so we wanted to stop by and check it out. And look at this. There is a Dalmatian in a river.
He's so cute. Look at his tail.
The area around the palace is very pretty. You've got a river that goes on for miles and miles that way and looks right at the entrance to the palace. So a really cool design when planning the city. There's a lot of grounds here as well, so you can go and explore statues and the parkland. It is very, very pretty. I do like some of the details, like the big lion statues and these awesome gold lantern type things.
I love the lanterns.
Had to come over and see some of these beautiful swans here. It sounds like there is a party behind us. We came to this part of town to come see this, as a sculpture known as the Endless Staircase. Wandering to our next destination, we find this sculpture of a giant snail. That's pretty cool. While it might not look like much right now, Molly, we're on hallowed grounds right here.
Yeah.
This big field and these beer halls, this is the home of the famous Munich Oktoberfest, one of the biggest parties in the entire world. Crazy rides, giant beer halls, definitely something that is on my bucket list. If I had to guess, probably the next time I'm back in Munich, I'll be here for Oktoberfest, or Europa Park opened a really cool ride. But the field is very, very big.
It's giant.
Yeah, and you can see some of the beer halls. I guess obviously those are just, stay up because they're giant buildings. Ooh, quick one more shot of them building some of these giant Oktoberfest tents. I'm guessing they tear them all down and build them new every year, but again, not really 100% sure. Back at the beer gardens again. This time we're at Augustiner-keller. This one came highly recommended. Seems like it's pretty big and located in like lots of tables, lots of shade. No bachelor parties here.
I like it.
Our next destination is Lowenbraukeller, and they've got their brewery right by, I'm guessing, a tap room or beer garden. The gold stills are really cool. We found the Lowenbraukeller. It's a really cool looking old-timey building. The Lowenbraukeller beer garden, I would say, it feels a little bit more upscale than some of them. We got some giant beers, of course. And then we're going to share a currywurst and a pretzel.